Here we go, guys. Our 1967 Honda CB450 Black Bomber is about to go on its first ride in who knows when. Guys, if you've been following this series, this is what this guy used to look like. And now it looks like this. We put a new engine in it. Whole bunch of stuff. We're going to go through everything that shows you the whole story of this guy. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And today we're back, finally, with the Honda CB450 Black Bomber. Ready to go on its first ride in who knows how long. This is the story of how it got to where it is right now, and then we're going to take it on its very first ride. Go. 1965 Honda CB450 KO, aka the Black Bomber. Production ran from 1965 to 1968. 4-speed CB450. These things were awesome. They were kind of back in the day, they were kind of a love-hate relationship because the tank was this big honking tank, and the seat, this one's missing a seat. The seat kind of lipped up right here to meet the tank, which is really cool, but you know, some people liked it, some people didn't. It leans British when you look at it, but they're really super collectible. So this Black Bomber is not mine. It's a friend of mine's that needs some help kind of getting it going. I figured I'd help out because why not? It's a Black Bomber. So it does have one minor problem, is the engine is stuck. We don't know how bad, but we know it's this bad. So our plan today is to pressure wash, as you can see, is to pressure wash the bike to clean it up. Then we're going to pull the spark plugs and scope them, see what they look like on the inside, and then put some juice in them and see if we can start to free it up. We're going to take our time with this. It's not going to be let's get this thing running by the end of the day kind of thing, because it's a motorcycle worth kind of taking its time with. So let's get this sucker cleaned up, pull those plugs, let's take a look inside. Let's go ahead and get this guy off. See what's behind door number one. Let's go. Oh, what is this? It shouldn't be there. It's like we had a spider nest or something in there. It's got some mud in there. Well, we're gonna have something to look at. See what it looks like. Oh, it's gonna be nice. Let's see if we can turn this guy up. Okay, turn up all the way. Ooh, that is rough. Okay, let's go in here, see what we see coming in. Oh, it looks rough. It's rough. Looks like the piston could be at the top. Let me go ahead and, I don't think we have that good of penetrating oil. Let's see what, let me see how deep this rabbit hole goes. Let me jam this screwdriver in it and see. Oh, that goes in way deeper than I expected. This thing's been underwater or something in the mud. It may have been, it's from Mobile, so I don't know if it was in a hurricane or something like that. We're gonna have to put some juice in it and see if we can try to suck some of this stuff out. This thing is gonna need a full tear down, rebuild. we don't even know if any of it is anything other than the cases is usable. So guys, this is pretty rough, right? I thought this is worse than the GPZ. This feels like I'm pushing through mud. So we may fill it full of stuff and suck it out, see if we can get to it, which we probably will, but that probably came from this thing maybe laying on its side and water coming up through the exhaust. Although this exhaust over here is in good shape. This one on this side, not so much. It has some weight reduction down here. Shoot, at this point, does it hurt it if we pressure wash on the inside to blow out some of that stuff and then we suck it out? I don't think so. Can we make it worse than what it is? No. I mean, the engine's got to come out. Engine has to come completely apart. I'm going to take the pressure washer nozzle and shove it in there. I can't hurt it. And then we'll scope it again. Look at the mud coming out. I got to find a way to stand back. Jeez, sorry about it. I'm about to get it on everything. Look at the mud just coming out. This is gonna make a mess. Like I said, this is gonna make a mess. Look at this. Not sure exactly what that is. Oh, that looks like some RTV. That's not supposed to be in there. Oh, more came out. Oh, it's like every now and then stuff comes shooting out. Look at this monster that ended up on my sleeve. Like somebody wiped a big booger on me. I'm not sure what it is. It is like, look at it. It's like sticky. I don't know what it is. It's the oddest thing. Never seen anything like that. Okay, let's go back inside, see what it looks like now. Still some funk up there. That must be that stuff that was on the top. But look, we can at least see. I've seen this sci-fi movie before. I know how this ends. Guys, let me know what you think it is. Okay, let me wallop this with this. I'm not hitting it hard. I'm just putting some pressure on it. It is turning, which is good. Let's see if it'll go now. Yeah. Okay, let's see what's behind door number 2 here in this wacky science fair project we got going on. Let me get this guy out. Look. This one looks good. It's crazy. Look. I can't wait to look inside this one. Okay, let's look in here. Oh, we got a valve open. Oh, we got some funk in here, but nowhere near as bad as the other one. Okay, let's check the oil. It's a little loose. Does it have any in it? It didn't have any on the stick, so good thing it didn't kick over. That could be part of our problem, is that we don't have any oil in it. We'll mix up a concoction to pour in here. Guys, what do you put in it? There's anything. I could put straight engine oil, I could put ATF, I could put diesel, I could put ATF and acetone, I could put just, let me know what you do, because I'm gonna try them all out. I'm gonna start with some diesel, because I've heard good things about it. I've never used it, but because I never have any around, and a friend of mine dropped me off some in a jug, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this up, let it do its magic. I'm just going to pour some rust dissolver into each of the cylinders and let it sit, and then we'll we'll blow it out. This one's not going to take much. It's coming out the front because that's all it's going to take. Good. We're going to screw this spark plug back in just to seal it up. Let's pour some in on this one and let it run out. There we go. We'll put that spark plug in. Let me screw this guy in again, just enough to seal it up, and then we'll see what we end up with. Where? Let me see. Turn this way. Where? Right here?
Yeah. Bobo.
You got a Bobo right there?
Mommy house.
Okay, that's good. You're better now, huh? We're back on the CB450 KO. We're going to go ahead and clean up this tank, try to polish it up. Then we're going to clean the inside out, try to get off some of this rust in here. I do have a helper. Nora's going to help us. Nora's going to help us through this process. We're going to pull the side covers off, the panels. I'm talking to the camera because I'm making a video. So we're going to go ahead and pull these off first, and then try to get the rust, try to get some of this rust off, polish these up a little bit more, and go from there. Stay with us. So these side panels come off. You just unscrew that sucker, and then you can give it a wiggle to pull it forward, just like that. And then we'll do the other side. Other side.
Oh.
Just like that. And then we'll give it a little wiggle. Now we cleaned this when we pressure washed it, so we're going to go ahead and hit it with the sprayway, clean it up really good. I'm going to soak these, see if I can de-rust some of that stuff while we're doing this. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of this Rust-Oleum Jelly rust dissolver, and this will just cook while we're doing the polishing the tank. Okay, so we're going to hit it with some sprayway and clean this sucker up. You want to help wipe, Nora?
Yeah.
Okay, you help wipe. Oh, nice. I'm running a sweatshop here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
This.
I'm curious to see how much of this paint we can get to shine up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's spin it around. I'll spray some more stuff on it.
Yeah.
Okay, start wiping.
Softener on that?
Start wiping. You know, 2-year-olds need a lot of instruction. Is it looking better, Nora? Yeah, it sure was dirty. Okay. Okay, that's better. So I've got a little tape line right here, and I've got some compound spread out, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit it with the brush.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and wipe this off. Guys, that was just seconds with that, with the compound. Let me pull this up so you can see the difference. Look, it goes from this to that.
Okay.
Look at how clear that is. We can see us in there versus that. I mean, that was just, I mean, it was just seconds. I can't wait to get this tank, see how clean this tank's gonna look. Let's go ahead and wipe it. Look at how shiny it is, Nora. See how shiny it is? Okay, so this is after we just compounded it once. It looks really good. You can see, if you look close, you can see some of where the rust is. And that staining right there from it must have been some tape there. So what we're going to do is use a little 1000 grit sandpaper, and we're just going to hit mainly this top section. This section's pretty good. but I'm gonna try to just knock down anywhere there's some heavy rust, just so you don't feel it. And then when we buff and polish it, it'll just be a whole lot smoother. So just a little bit of spray away and this 1000 grit sandpaper. Hit it right here. Just keep it nice and wet. So then we're just going to stay at this. Just keep going at it. Okay, so you can see now that we wet sanded it, it's a whole lot duller, but you're not picking up these rust spots, that surface rust that came through, like we were before. It's so much better. This is probably the worst spot right here, but we're gonna go ahead and polish it now. Let's wipe this, see what we get. It's way better than it was before we polished it, before we wet sanded it. Look, let's just keep a pretty clear tape line. Let's just pull this one off. We'll come from the bottom. See the difference? I mean, it's a pretty incredible difference. So let's go ahead, and it's like glass now. You don't even feel these anymore. You can still see them, but you don't feel them. And then if we do a ceramic coat on top of this, they get even further away. So we're gonna keep at this. We'll do this side, do the rest. I'll show you when we're done. Okay, so I got the side covers cleaned up, de-rust them, slip them on. But from where we were to where we are, for an original paint tank that is this good, I mean, I feel pretty good with the way this cleaned up. Okay, let's get this carburetor off. Okay, both of them out. And I like to put my sandwich back together the way it goes, put my nuts and bolts in there so I don't have to worry about it. At least some of you guys can just throw them in a bag or a bucket, throw everything in a bucket and then put it back together after. I can't do that. I'm amazed by the people that can do that, but I have to do it this way. Let me know down below, which one are you? Are you throw everything all in the same bucket, or you put it back together? You may be the Ziploc bag and label everything, which that'd be awesome too. There we go. There we go. Out, one down, one to go. Get this guy back off. This muffler is not in too bad a shape. These are the normal weep holes. Here it's in actually really good shape. The other one, not so much. I got the other header off, well, most of it. And we'll pull this other muffler off. Like I said, it's not in that good a shape as evidenced by the holes in the bottom. And every time I touch it, more stuff. Look at that wasp nest in there, how big that was. That was probably holding most of the exhaust together. And when I was having to beat on it, this was falling out. Let me carry this and let me suck up this mess. Yeah, look at this. It is cheesy, Swiss cheesy. So guys, we got it out. The first order of business should be to pressure wash this, clean it up really good before we even start taking it apart, because it's super gross. We should wheel it outside. We're gonna go ahead and take the CB750 engine off of the stand and put it on a little roll around cart till we need it, and then put the CB450 engine onto this stand. So let's get at it. I'm gonna use this to do all the heavy lifting. Okay, now we can take this sucker outside, pressure wash it, rotate it upside down, clean it all off really, really good to get ready to start taking it apart. Okay, we're gonna start spraying it down with a little Hunk engine degreaser. Okay, we got it all cleaned up. Then we're gonna start taking off some pieces and parts on the crank bolt on this side and see if I can get it to turn. What we got in here. Doesn't look too bad. We got a lot of grime in here. It looks like this thing may have been underwater. Okay, let's get this oil filter cover off. I had to, ooh, yummy. I had to, let me show you what's in here first and I'll tell you what I had to do. Look at this. It's so good. Full of stuff. So, we'll have to clean that guy out. I'm gonna get the vacuum cleaner, see if I can suck it out first. But let me show you what I had to do, because it was based on what you see in here. The threads were so gummed up in here. I had to make a thread chaser so I could clean this out, so I could actually get it in, because I couldn't even thread it in. It was so bad. Oh, finally got it off. The good thing is that this side of the engine doesn't look super crunchy, and the inside of the engine doesn't either when you just look it in there. So we may be okay, but I wanted to see if I could get this sucker to turn a little bit. I think I am turning. I think I'm getting this sucker to move. Yes! Awesome that this thing turns. And I don't think I damaged the gear. That's awesome. I mean, it's still tight, but at least it turns. It won't turn by hand, but it's moving, which is a big thing. So at least when we take it apart, it'll be less of a battle, less hammers involved. Okay, so I found these two pieces right in here on the exhaust side. They were sit down in there. Not sure what they are. If somebody knows what they are, go ahead and let me know. I was going to dig through a parts diagram and see what the rest of it is. But if it makes a circle, we're missing a couple of pieces. And it looks to be plastic. plastic or rubber, so I need to figure out what that is, because we may need the rest of it. Okay, let's see if we can remove this cam chain. And according to my handy dandy manual here, it says to disconnect the cam chain at the joint by using a cam chain cutter right there. And to identify where you do it, the side plate of the cam chain joint is lighter in color than the rest of the chain. So I'm going to go around here, see if I can find the one that is lighter in color. And if you guys see it, go ahead and shout it out. Okay guys, these have to be it right here. See these two right here? They've got these dots in the center right here. And everything else is machined the same way. Those are different. Let me mark that and go all the way around, give it another look. Okay, so here it is. Let me make sure I get you on. So there it is right there. You can see the little indentations on it, which is it. And then this side, let me come around on this side. And then this side, you can, I don't even have it marked, but you can see which one is different. Right, this one right here, clearly different. Okay guys, we got the master link here, and I just went ahead and ground it off. When I pried it off with the screwdriver, it's somewhere in the garage. And now all we have to do is pry this master link off. We'll just get a new master link. The chain is still good, and I've got it trapped here so we don't lose it, and I've got it trapped here so we don't lose, come on, so we don't lose it. I just got to get it off. That's gonna be the pain. Let me get a pick. Okay, I got it out, just a little brute force. I was able to get it out. Now it's unscrewing these 8 bolts, these 8 nuts up here. And according to the service manual, it recommends removing them in the order that they go in. So loosen them. I just have to break the seal on those. And I went ahead to do that to make it easier. I went ahead and numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. To make it a little easier. So let me get a wrench and let's take it off. Okay, here we go. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and number 8. Okay, let's get this sucker off. It'd be nice if we didn't have to dish out the other end of the 2-mile-long cam chain, but we got it. We're off. Let's look at the back side, see what it looks like. And we'll have to clean this up. See, but the cylinders don't look too bad. That valve may not be sealed all the way. We'll check it. We'll have to redo the top end. So let's put it down right here. Got it. Right now there's nothing on it and it's hard to turn. It's fighting me. It's fighting me. And it could just be the gunk in there, that there's still gunk in there. Maybe we can clean it out, but I don't think so. It feels almost like sand or something, but I don't believe it was underwater, but it could have been. That could be what it is. So guys, I think the next step is ordering up some parts, pistons, rings, wrist pins. Actually, before I even get to that point, the next step will be to tear this guy down, see if we need to order valves and that sort of stuff. Go from there, rebuild the rebuild the head and the valve train, and then take care of our cylinders. And then it's splitting this to see why this isn't working. Plus we get to check the crank. In case you guys are wondering which one am I a Ziploc bag or am I throw everything in a bucket? I'm kind of a combination of the two because I use this guy, because I use something like this to keep everything organized. And in the drawer, Ziploc bags and everything, so I don't have to worry about it. This is just to make sure nothing gets lost. This is just CB450. Nothing else is going to go on this. And there may be an occasional towel or a paper towel or something like that gets put on it, but that's it. But the other thing that I do before reassembly starts is I've got a 6-foot table upstairs. I'll bring it down. I'll lay out all the pieces and parts, organize them in the order that they go. Make sure I have inventory everything, make sure I have everything, and then go through and then start assembly from there. So there's some organization that happens before we start putting things together, but that tends to make my life a little easier. We're back with the Black Bomber CB450 KO. See, it still has a big hole right there, but we've got the solution right here in this box. So guys, if you remember, we had a bad engine. We found an alternative solution, and it's right here in this box. For cheaper, complete, and basically plug and play. This could be a divisive thing. The purists aren't gonna like it. But it's not my motorcycle, it's a friend of mine's, and we're spending his money. The plans for this CB450 KO is not to be a garage queen. He wants to ride it. He wants to put it on the road, wants to go out and ride it. So we thought the best solution for the most affordable solution, short term, to be able to get on and ride it, would be to find a CB/CL 450 from a later model. So by doing that, the engines are identical from the outside. The only difference is that on the inside, there's a 5-speed transmission in this box versus the 4-speed that was in the original. We're keeping the old engine. He's gonna look to find the pieces, collect the pieces and parts over time and rebuild it so that we can then transplant it back into here. But short term, to be able to get this guy going and get it up and running so he can get it on the road, this is the path of least resistance in all aspects. So it's gonna be the most affordable, it's gonna be the quickest, it's gonna be the most efficient. So we're gonna have to prep this guy to be able to receive this guy. Guys, I want to jump in here real quick to let you know that we've changed our posting schedule. We are now posting every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time. That's every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time. So go ahead and hit that notification button so you don't miss out on anything. Thanks again, guys. Back to the video. Okay, while the frame's out there soaking, let's see if we can get this guy open. We got this from an eBay reseller, Heartland ATV Salvage. I think they're based in Nebraska, somewhere like that. But the guy was super, answered all my questions. He was super friendly. He was super helpful. Did a compression test for me, sent me pictures of it. He was really great and worked with me on the price. So if you guys need anything, Heartland ATV salvage on eBay, I'll put all the links in the description below. Let's get this guy out of here. Guy came complete, even with shift lever. I mean the kickstart lever, boots, everything was there. Spark plugs. I mean, it's got everything. It is fairly complete. The package was 145 pounds. I don't believe the engine weighs 145 pounds, but I know it's all there. So let's see what we can do. Now this is gonna cause a muss. Here we go. We got it. We got it. Don't worry, I got it. I got it. You don't have to give me a hand. I'll square it up on this cart. It's only sore back in the morning. Let's take a look around. This is the first time I'm looking at it, but look at it. Starter cable, solenoid on it. It's not too bad. We do have a couple of damaged fins, but we may do what we can to try to straighten them up, or we may not do anything with it. It's pretty clean. And it came with a free tote. Gotta love it. Winning. Okay, let's go rinse off the frame, roll it inside, then we can roll this guy out and clean it, because it does look like it's going to rain. Yeah, it does look rainish. But let's be honest, that's kind of the way it looks all the time in Louisiana. Okay, we got it rinsed off. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this back wheel with this rust dissolver. It's a spray. I kind of like it, so it tends to work pretty good. It'll eat away some of this rust. Okay, I got stuck in the rain. Let me put these on so I can actually see you. But frame does look better when you look at it. And look, this was a quick pass. I stopped because it was raining, but this was a quick pass on these wheels. And I think if I spend a little bit more time, if I get out the brass brush, I'll be able to clean it. It started raining harder, so I just rinsed it off. Even here, our chrome back here looks better. Again, it needs to be polished, but we are light years better than what it was before. And so we hadn't even done anything to this front one. So this front one will clean up. If the back one cleaned up that good, this front one should clean up equally as good. So we didn't take the engine outside. Maybe I'll just get some, because it's raining now, maybe I'll just get some spray and just wipe it up, which is what I'll probably do. Wipe up everything and then get to work on it. Okay, so by a quick compression test, what I mean is I'm going to hook the jump box up to the starter, turn it on, stick my thumb over the hole, see what happens. So we got this one. That sounds pretty good. And then let's check this one. Thumb over the hole. Guys, that sounds pretty good. That sounds way better than most of the stuff I drag here. And it had a really good solid compression. So on the thumb meter, it was enough. Okay, not much left to do right now but to clean up my mess and quit procrastinating and put this guy in the frame. There's only one way I know how to do this, and it's to caveman it. So must live heavy things. So let me go ahead and just lift it up here. Put it right there. Okay, let me see if I can just lift it up just a little. It doesn't need much, it just needs a little. There we go. just a little finesse. Cause I'm dripping in finesse. Yep, that's it. Good deal. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and soak these in the bucket of Vapor Rust and see if we can clean these up a little bit. Let's let them soak. Okay, we now have everything plugged in. What I had to do was take the stator that was in this engine and replace it with the stator that was in the original engine because my plugs didn't match up. So I just said, let me just replace it. So I just replaced it. Now we've got a battery hooked up. I've got the spark plugs out. We're gonna pull this cover off and check to see if we have power going wherever we get it. So we can check out our points. Oh, it's super clean in there. Look at this. It's super clean in there. So we're gonna see. We're gonna turn that key and see if we get any juice right there. Okay, so I'm gonna take the test light and then just ground it. I'm just gonna ground it over here on this engine mount. I'm gonna do it right here on this lower one actually. Although it shouldn't matter because we're good. And just test it. Yeah, I got power going to my light at my positive. So let's turn the key on. Let's see what we get. Let's see if we get anything. That's the horn button. It's trying. This switch is probably dirty. Let's see if we get any lights. Oh, we get some light in there. See it? On. Get some light in there. Headlight not working. We'll check it. And then let's check. It's got an extra switch down here. Extra position. So off, on, headlight, park. So on. Oh! Got a little ticking. Looks like we might need a solenoid. Okay, so let's turn the key on and let's see if we have any power to here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So this point is closed. So when we open it, we get power. This one is already open. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Yes, I like it. We got power, power. Now let's see if it's making its way all the way down here. Let's see these things. I don't know if these plugs are any good, but we're gonna give them a shot. Let's see if we can get that one right there. That's good enough. And then I'm just gonna jump across. Let's see if we get anything here. Come on. Oh, ho, ho, did you see it? Let me move my hand out of the way. Here, I'll put you up here. Oh yeah. There you got all the sparks right in there. Woo-hoo. Yeah, fireworks. Oh, Katy Perry. So, let's try the other one. Oh yeah, watch this. Oh, you see it? All I'm doing is opening and closing the points. And we... Firework, look at that. That's good spark. This sucker's gonna run. Okay, let me go ahead and put these spark plugs back in. I got two options. I could go ahead and put the carburetors on and then try to see if it makes some noise. Or I just squirt some juice in there, see if it makes some noise. I think I may go after the latter. So I got a little starting fluid, just a little, there's just a little. This should be enough. On, and this is gonna be my starter button. Yes! I don't know about you guys, but that's a runner. That just made lots of noise with just, oh, that's awesome. Let's see if it does it again. Oh, let's squirt some more. Oh, that's just so awesome. That should be enough. Let's see. Yes! First off, that's super awesome. And let's be 100% clear. This engine I did not even clean these. I haven't even cleaned these points yet. Right? These coils are probably the original coils. Same thing with the condenser. The wires were cut, so I had to make this little jumper wire that goes from the points into where that goes. But original equipment. So many times we think we need to rush out and buy parts. We don't. We just need to put it together. This thing fired up. Guys, this is so good. I'm gonna put this carburetor on it and it should run. Okay, just a little heat gun on these boots. Okay, now we're putting this one on. We already got the other one on. I'm just gonna hit it with a little silicone spray. Make sure you get your choke on. Oh, nice. And then now let's tighten it down. Make sure my choke functions. Yes, good deal. Okay, so we have our carburetors on, fuel source on, this on. Let's see what happens. Choke or no choke? Let's go choke. Let's go choke. Oh, almost. Let's go choke off. Oh, come on. Let's go choke on. Oh, come on now. Let me adjust these a little bit. Let's give it a little bit of idle. They're screwed all the way up. 1, 2, try again. That's what it needed. Needed a little bit of idle. Let's give it a little bit more idle. Let's see, are we choke or no choke? Let's try a little choke. Ah, it's running. Yeah, I don't think my throttle's working, but that's a runner. Sounds good. Okay, guys, let me give you a good look-see. Let me give you a good look in here. It's not too bad. These side covers cleaned up. I mean, they're not perfect, by all means, but they're light years better than where they were before. You can see both sides. It just took some of the years off of it. Still rusty, but this is a rider. I actually like it kind of lived in. There's some things that we have to do. I'll kind of give you we'll start from the front and work our way through. Obviously we need tires on front and rear. We need this clutch perch, which I think I have one located, and a lever so we can operate our clutch. We need a throttle cable. Although this turns, it doesn't do anything. We're gonna wait through seat. We need the right side muffler. That is pretty much it for right now. Just to be able to see kind of that would make it a rider. And then you can do the rest, figure out what else we need to make it look better and make it run better. Oh, and a chain. Guys, I'm pretty excited with our progress with where we are now with the CB450 KO Black Bomber. From where we were, no engine, to engine in, and it runs, quote unquote. needs. We need to go through once we get it all back together, carbs on, throttle cable, and then do a full tune-up. We'll go through, set everything, check the points, check the valves, cam chain, all of that stuff, do everything. It's got fresh oil in it, but I want to run it enough so that we get all that stuff down, then we'll dump that oil. Clean it up a little bit more, especially this front wheel. I think we can clean up this front wheel pretty good. And then get a seat, chain, and we're riding this sucker. I can't wait. I'm super excited. Let me know down below, what do you think? Should it be restored, or are you okay with it being a survivor rider? Let me know your thoughts. So let me share with you what we have on the list of things to do. New chain, new brakes, new tires and tubes, rim strips, new sprocket cover for our clutch actuator, kickstart lever, gear shifter, airbox is going on, exhaust getting cleaned and mounted. It's going to be a busy day. Stay with us. One of the things that's going to make our day even busier is we're putting on a new clutch lever. Super simple, right? New clutch lever. Take the old one off, put the new one on. Bad thing is that these controls, these wires, run through this, into the headlight bucket, and there's only one way to get this thing on. It's got to go on that way. So I'm going to have to pull these out, pull this off, pull these out, slide this on, slide that in, put that on. Bob's your uncle. We're going to do that a little later. Guys, if there's an easier way to do this, hurry up, post in the comments below so I get them before I start doing it the long way. Okay, I'm going to start hosing these exhausts down and let them soak with this rust dissolver. Okay, so there we have everything just hosed down with the rust dissolver. We're going to let it sit there, and then we'll come back and rinse it off in maybe a half hour or so, something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and get this front wheel off. Okay, let's go ahead and get this brake off. And our wheel is out. Okay guys, I went ahead and sprayed the wheel with the rust dissolver. We're just going to let it soak. The exhaust is just cooking in here in this tote. And let's go ahead and pull off the back one. This is some of the things I like. And I'm not being sarcastic. I really do appreciate it because it tells a story. Somebody needed to secure their axle nut, this castle nut back here, so they just used a nail. And like I said, I love this stuff. It just tells a story. Okay, let's get this brake hub off of this guy. Free at last. I think I may need to go up a little bit more. Let's get the jack and see if we can jack this thing up. Okay. I'm not gonna say it was the sketchiest thing I've ever done, but it was up there. Look at these. I don't know about you guys, but that looks pretty good. I just brought them out here, hosed them off. The back wheel is still soaking, so we'll get that off in just a little while. It looks amazing. Come on, those are the same exhausts that were on that bike. Crappy exhausts, clean them up. Are they perfect? No, but they're way better than they were. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this fender. Do I want to just leave it? Plus, I got to do these too. I got to de-rust those. Or do I want to put some rust remover on it and just convert this rust back to metal and then give it a few more years of life out of it, looking a little bit better too. So I may take it off because I've got to bang this dent out, or I may see if I can just bang it out right here while it's on it. I can get the dolly behind it and see if I can bang these dents out just a little bit, or maybe taking it off. Haven't decided yet. Okay, we've got went ahead and took the front fender off. I'm gonna go ahead and bang out some of these dents right here. Again, I'm not a body guy. I'm just gonna try to make them a little bit better, and then we're gonna do what we can to remove some of the rust from it. Not trying to make this thing perfect, but just trying to make it better. So there's a couple of them right there. So we're gonna start beating on them. We're gonna start right here on these two, right in here. Right in there. Let's see if we can start. Yeah. Got them out somewhat. We still have a couple of low spots. And then we're gonna get the dolly and try to smack it to that. But let me see if I can get some more off. You can see right here, right there, a couple of high point. I'm using the rounded head. A little bit more right there. Just a little more than we need right there, but a little bit more right in there. Let's see if I can get this right in there. That is considerably better. Still a little low right in there and right about there. So let's keep on that. Let's see how we're looking. That is considerably better than the way it was. Guys, that looks pretty good. And we're going to remove some of this rust. I don't believe we're going to paint this fender. So let me see if I can get up this one up front. There's another one right up front. Look at it, you can see it. It falls flat right there. We're going to try to get that one out too. And if somebody knows the proper way to do this, go ahead and let me know. I'm just beating on it till I feel the dent come out. Let me get a little bit more. So just keep going back and forth on that until it's smoother than it was. We still may have a little bit more right in here to do back here on this back one. So let's get that. That looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is pretty good considering. Remember what the dent looked like? It had two sizable dents right there, and then we had this one up here. That's pretty good. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and coat this whole fender with this rust dissolver from Rust-Oleum. I really like this stuff. This is the thicker one. I'm just gonna put it on with this old toothbrush, kind of rub it on everywhere there's rust. Okay, so we have the whole front fender coated in the rust dissolver. We're just gonna let it cook here. On these front forks, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing right here on these two guys and let that stuff cook. There we go. It's rough when it's 60-year-old rubber. But enough bead grease on it. Still easier than catching a spoon in the groin. Tire busted. Let's see if we can get that off. Yeah. We had already had most of it around, so it wasn't as bad as, but this tire's been flat for years too. Just sitting on it. There we go. Oh, it's so much easier than dealing with those spoons. Boy, this Rabiconda tire changer is the best. Okay, we got the wheel off. I'm gonna go ahead and get the drill with a wire brush and knock out all of this stuff under here, all this rust under here. And then I like to put a coat of paint underneath there just to stop the rust. Just making sure I don't have any that ran down. Let me just check it. Nope. We'll let that dry, then we'll put the tire on. Okay, let me wipe these off. They are much better than they were before. Again, we're not trying to restore this motorcycle. We're just trying to make it look the best that it can look in its current condition. Trying to remove a couple of years of rust off of it. That's it. Not trying to make it brand new or anything like that. Just trying to remove some of the rust and make it look a little better. We'll clean up those forks. Just looking at it, I mean, they shine. We'll see if we can polish this paint up too. We might as well clean the whole front end while we're at it. I'll clean these lowers. These I believe are painted. They look painted. I think they were painted from the factory. So we'll try to clean up these lowers. We'll clean up around these this headlight bucket and all of that. See if we can get that nice and clean. Same thing, maybe polish up that paint a little bit. See if we can get it a little bit better. But this is light years better than what it was. Just looking at this chrome here. It's got some shine to it. Oh, we also did the handlebars here. We didn't do the center right there because I wanted to show you guys. But look at the difference. Just cleans it up. Again, we're not trying to restore this thing. We're just trying to make it look a little bit better. Well, a lot bit better, let's be honest. So if we can make it look better all the way around, that's what we're trying to do. So these handlebars are looking better. All I did was put rust dissolver here and here. Didn't put it there, but it made a huge difference. So let's go ahead and put some on this headlight while that's cooking, because I've got to wait till my fender is finished, and I'll show you what that looks like. I've got to wait till my fender is finished so I can put it on. Then I can put the tire on and all that stuff. No use, I can't put the fender on with without the tire. So let me go ahead and put a little bit around here while I'm waiting on that. See if I can clean up that the chrome around here. Just, it's got stuff on it. Okay, so we've got our fender right there, looking really good, de-rusted. That rust dissolver works really good. And then I've started polishing up these guys. Everything's painted, so just using the drill and the buffer and making it look better. So just using a little compound, the drill, and doing this whole thing. Wipe it off. Just a little elbow grease. That's all you need. It's amazing what a little effort will do for you. But you can see that we can see where the paint is faded right there. This guy not as bad, but this side. Better though. Okay, putting the tire back on. Okay, so we got the exhaust on, which was a whole lot harder than I anticipated, because and I wasn't going to show you guys me putting on the exhaust, because it's really just putting one of these, putting that on. It's super simple. Everybody's done it. And I got into it and it was like, holy crap. This is the original exhaust collar. Keep in mind, this exhaust collar is from a KO 450. Holes are not the same size. So ended up having to drill the other one. I haven't done this one yet. Ended up having to drill this one out and then slot it so it would be able to move in and fit, because I didn't want to keep drilling the hole bigger and not have enough material. I'd rather slot it and be able to have the room to go side to side, and it fits. So now We've got the exhaust on. Fender is on. Painted the underside of the fender. This whole front end is finished, but this is starting to come together. Looks good with that exhaust on it. That exhaust cleaned up so good. You remember what that looked like? This sucker cleaned up so good. We still have to do the rear wheel over there. Everything just started taking longer. Deciding to paint the inside of the wheel. Okay, so then you have to let the wheel dry. So you got a half hour of that before you put the rim strip on. And that's just getting it to dry enough, right? Same thing with the underside. Painted the underside of the fender, had to let it dry a bit before I put it on. But guys, this fender looks so good. That's the same fender. It's the same one. All we did was rust dissolve on it, and look, it looks good. It looks really good. It cleaned up so good. It still has some spots, but that's okay. It looks way better. Now I got a question for you guys. And let me know in the comments, should I pull the fender, side covers, and rear fender and paint them? I can get really close to matching this. Or is it okay if I haven't even cleaned up the rear fender yet? So we hadn't even done anything to this back fender yet. We can clean up these a little bit more. But should we paint them, or are we okay leaving them like they are? I think I'm okay with they are. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Yeah, we're well on our way. We got to take the headlight off so we can get this business unplugged so we can then pull those out. Let's see how this is going to be. Okay, let's pop this guy out. Ugh. Come on. Oh, they're growing. So those, we'll clean that off. We'll actually see if this thing works. Blue and blue, red and red. These things have never been unplugged. I'm gonna have to get a vacuum cleaner. Red and red. And then black and black. Let's suck this out. The good thing about this early Honda, not a lot of wires in there, which is nice. I've unplugged most of them already. Let's see if we can figure out which ones go to that switch, and then see if we can unplug it so we can start pulling them out. Okay, let's see if we can wipe this out in here. Yeah, we may do a little rust prevention on the inside. There we go. That's better already. Let me see what wires we have. Let's see which ones are which. Oh yeah, that's it. All right, just green and light blue. Let me just take a picture. Green and light green. That's where they go. Try to take pictures. It helps you keep track of where you are, where you're going. Now, let's see if we can get this guy out. Okay, we're gonna start trying to get this grip off. I wanna save it because it's the original one, so we're gonna try to heat it up really good and then use some silicone spray in the air compressor, see if we can get it off. And the heat worked. Just heat. I hadn't even sprayed any of the silicone spray on or the air compressor, so I can shut that sucker off. Ah, we were able to save it. That's good. We'll clean it up, get all the rust out of it. It should go right back on. Okay, since we got the compressor fired up, we might as well blow through this. Make sure there's nothing in the way. I'm gonna liberally spray some silicone spray in here. Okay, let's see if we can start pushing this through. Some heat on it. Okay, so let's see if I have this. Yeah, I think I may have it. I think I may have the rhythm figured out. I'll show you what I mean. Before I go too far, I want to wrap this mechanics wire around the end of these, just so I can pull it all the way through, but then I'll have this through to be able to yank it through the other way. And we'll just work our way down the wires. And guys, let me know if you got a way that you prefer to do this, because I ain't no expert. I just know I got to get this out, and I'd like to have something to chase it with. I think the silicone spray is definitely making a difference. Once you get the good thing is that the hole here, although you can't see it, the hole here is pretty wide. So as long as I feed it into the left side and pull in from this side, it seems to be working. I thought before I started that it would be a good idea to tip these handlebars down, but then I didn't do it. Come on, get in there. This may be, yeah, once I get that in there. Okay, I think we're all in. Oh yeah, come on. I'm out. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. We will have to put this guy back together. So the button is kind of messed up. It looks like it may be missing a spring. So we'll clean all this up, test it, make sure it works. We can go from there. Okay guys, that was actually, pulling the wires was actually easier than I thought it was gonna be. So I've already pulled the other clutch lever off. Let's slide this one on. Let's get this guy on. Come on, sucker. It just has some rough spots right at the end of these handlebars. They probably won't be that rough once I finish squeezing this on. All right. Whew. Did it. Okay, so we got the headlight here on the bench, 12-volt battery, got the negative hooked up to the ground, and now we're just going to test it to see if it works. And this is the low beam, works, and then this is the high beam. Come on, there, our low beam, and then high beam. Yeah, so both works. Awesome. I'm gonna try to clean this up a bit, knock off some of the loose stuff, and then we'll paint the backside of it. Okay, so just using this Rust-Oleum aluminum colored paint just to paint the underside, and a little foam brush. Okay, so there we are. Not too bad. It's not perfect. It's way better than it was, and that's all we're hoping for. So I was able to repair the switch. It was broken right here. It had just been twisted together, so I used one of these heat shrink solder joints, twist the wires, slip it on, heats up, shrinks it, it's all good. And I also had to find a spring. I had to find an old button, starter button, horn button, so I could get that spring. So now it just slides right back. I'm going to say it slides right back together. This will be the most difficult thing I do. It just goes right back together. Button pushes, and that's it. So let's put it back on the bike. Okay, let's start feeding this wire back through. This was, like I said before, this was a whole lot easier than I was dreading it to be. Keep these guys up, see if we can put it on. Yeah, I think I'm on all the way. That's it. Awesome. Okay guys, here we are. This is where we ended up with the CB450 KO. Everything just looks so much better. We cleaned up everything. The tires on, the wheels look good. Put our new perch and lever on, fixed the controls, which was fun. Got rid of the rust here. Guys, doing the rear brakes was bananas, because I believe that this bike was underwater at some point in its life. Based on the condition of the original engine, based on the condition of the wheels, it very well could have went underwater. It's 1965. If it's been in Mississippi, southern Mississippi its whole life, or Louisiana, it's been through its share of hurricanes. And so, or Mobile, anywhere along the Gulf Coast, it's been through its share of hurricanes. And yeah, I think it's probably been underwater at some point, but this guy is looking good. We have the seat is on its way. As soon as that gets here, we'll be ready to ride. I made the decision. I was thinking I was going to try to ride it before, but I think I'm just going to wait till the seat gets here. I think I'm just going to try to be patient. I'll do all the other cleanup stuff around. We'll try to make it look as good as we can so that when the seat gets here, we're just ready to go. And it is on the slow boat from Vietnam, so who knows. Guys, I don't know if you remember what this bike looked like when we got it versus where it is right now. So it looked like this, and now it looks like this. This is an original tank. Yeah, it still has some signs of age on it, but it's in great, there's not a dent in it. Original side covers, again, not a dent in them. So yeah, I'm excited about this. We're pretty close. Looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Not bad for something that was just, you saw what it looked like. It's coming along pretty cool. And it's, guys, that's all original paint. It's awesome. Here we go, guys. Our 1967 Honda CB450 Black Bomber is about to go on its first ride in who knows when. Guys, if you've been following this series, this is what this guy used to look like. And now it looks like this. We put a new engine in it. Whole bunch of stuff. We're gonna go through everything that shows you the whole story of this guy. But let's take it for a ride. GoPro, start recording. guys, there we have a successful first ride on the Honda CB450 Black Bomber. This thing looks so good. And guys, this thing was never to be a show bike or anything like that. We weren't restoring it, we were bringing it back to life. And he's actually gonna ride it. And so this thing is pretty sweet. Rode out good. Rode out good, so it's pretty awesome. So guys, just to give you a rundown, everything we did on this thing. New tires, new engine, found exhaust, new seat, buffed and polished the tank. This is original paint. We left it that way. I think it's good. We left everything is original. I mean, all the paint is original on it. We left it that way. Cleaned everything up really good. De-rusted everything so that it would look so much better. New petcock, rebuilt carbs, new brakes, front and back, new badges. We flushed out the tank, cleaned, de-rusted the inside of the tank, new battery. It's got so much stuff. I can't even remember everything we did to it. We put another engine in. This is a 5-speed 450 engine because the original CB450 engine, the KO engine that was in this, was beyond repair. Well, let me rephrase that. It was not beyond repair. It was beyond budgetary constraints to repair it. And what I mean by that is it was going to cost just for the internals. It needed pistons, crank, cylinder. It needed so much stuff to it, and that was just going to be way too much money for what he was planning on doing with this motorcycle, and I don't blame him. So now it's a 5-speed 450. Only difference from the outside walking up to it is this side cover is different than it, and so we're able to find a good usable motor, make it run, and then we were good to go. Carburetors, tune up, all that stuff, good cleaning, but it looks good. A nice survivor kind of, I like it. And they don't all have to be perfectly shiny and that, but you could definitely ride this one and be okay with it, because you don't ever see rider qualities CB450 Black Bombers on the road. You don't see it. You always see these pristine versions of them, and it's nice to see one that will be able to be admired and people see it. It's a good looking bike, no matter which angle you look at it from, right? Sorry for the sun I'm putting on you, but it's a good looking motorcycle. Original side covers, original knee pads. We were able to just de-rust them and bring them back. Everything just looks good. I mean, can you go through and polish up the hubs a little bit more? Yeah, you can. You could polish this engine up and do that more if you wanted to. I'm not that kind of guy, but there are people out there that are, and I totally appreciate it. But considering that this is what it used to look like, and this is what it looks like now, I think we're winning. And it runs and rides. Can't beat it. So guys, I want to thank you for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day. It's a good looking motorcycle.